they had the 3 T's: telekinesis, teleportation, and telepathy, and I was the lone human. And then in Into the Badlands, everybody's doing like amazing martial arts, and I'm the doctor. So it's really nice to actually, like, now I have a power. Yeah, it's the first time that I've been able to do the stuff. So I'm really excited about it actually.
But your character is also very into the science and the biological of this whole magic.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about that.
I really enjoy that because I think it's nice to have the perspective of someone wanting to embracing it, but also being like, but how is this a thing? You know, what's the logical explanation? So it's fun to get to be that person. Every now and again throughout the episodes we'll have, either whether it's a demon or kind of a bit of a demon or a sample of goo that Macy's able to get her hands on and then kind of experiment on, and it's fun to tie in those things where you can go, well, it has this component, and in the real world this component reacts with this, and so if we use enough of it we might be able to get rid of it. So it's quite fun to do those things, I think. Thank you.
So do we kind of see her struggle a little bit with understanding like there has to be a biological reason, but at the same time it's still magic and
I think there's definitely a hesitation in the beginning, but there's not really that much time. You know, we're really thrust into now the underworld has awakened, and they know that the Charmed Ones are here, and you know we're kind of watching our backs the whole time. So there's not a whole lot of time to question it because you just keep having to prove yourself again and again. And actually, no, I am a witch, and the stakes are high. So it's really fun. It's such a fun show.
What attracted you to the reboot? Like when you gave me the script, what attracted you to that?
Well, do you know what? For the first time, this feels like really big-headed to say, but they were attracted to me. It was the first time where a show had kind of come to me, which doesn't ever happen. So yeah, one of our writers on Tomorrow People is now an EP on Jane the Virgin, and when they were looking for their Macy, so you should look at Madeleine. So I owe a huge thanks to Micah Schraft. And so when I did eventually read the script, I just thought it was really, really fun. Like, it made me smile so much more than I was because I was a little bit skeptical. I was like, I don't know, why is this such a big deal, and what is it that makes it different? But I was really, really pleasantly surprised by. I just kept saying it's really current and conscious in a way that I had not been expecting, nor had I read in a long time. It felt like if people who. Like every now and again I'll go on Tumblr. It's like, it feels like if people on Tumblr got to write a show, it would be this. So yeah, that was my initial draw to it. Was just I thought it was a really good script, and so when I think I did a Skype with the EPs because I was in London, and I just said, look, even if this is the last time we speak, I think it's really great, and I'm happy that it's being made, and yeah, like I hope I can be a part of it. But if not, I get I just kind of left it like to say thank you to them. I think it's really, they have an opportunity to talk about important things, and yeah, I think it's great.
So we saw a little you interacting with the other two sisters. Are we going to see the dynamic? Like, are you going to be struggling of how you fit in?
Yes.
Or do you just kind of
No,
slip in?
There's a definite struggle. Both in terms of just the initial dynamic of being trying to be a friend and a sister to these new people, and then also within herself, figuring out that she's a witch. Does she fit in this family? And she kind of feels anyway like she doesn't have that much of a choice. She moves into the house at the end of the pilot, and she's a sister. But yeah, there are definitely some really fun moments actually. That some of my favourites to play, especially between mine and Melanie's character, because she's much less welcoming than Maggie is, and I think maybe it's that we have more similarities than the characters realise, and so they butt heads a little bit. But yeah, those are some of my favourite scenes because they're the kind of human, it's that sisterly bond that hopefully people will care about. Aside from all the fantastical, magical wish fulfillment, that's also great. But I really kind of treasure those moments.
One more question.
You feel taking on such an iconic role that Charmed ran for 8 seasons.
Yeah.
And taking on these new characters, and feel as an actress responsibility in the show to kind of portray yourself in a way how are you putting yourself into this role? And does any thought go into how this is already displayed in the fandom, who love, which is
Mm-hmm.
take that to the show?
I think with any show, I always, I try to work hard. I want to do the best job I can of the material that I'm given. In terms of feeling a responsibility, like it's a new, Macy's a new character, and so in that sense, it's kind of freeing because I think if I were, much like I suppose if you're playing a real person, there's extra pressure that comes with that, and so because we have a chance to create a new character. I don't feel so much pressure in that sense, which I'm really grateful for, because I think it would be a totally different story if it were that we would just, start repeating what has already been made. And whilst we are, borrowing from and paying homage to certain elements of the show, be that, hopefully this sense of sisterhood and the Book of Shadows and having a white lighter, those kind of key elements, we really are trying to kind of build a new offshoot. I hope that answers your question.
Great, thank you. We'll move you over to the next table.
I'm sorry that you didn't